Hi, it's Becky, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, thank you for clicking on this video. Today's video is about saying goodbye to 2020 and saying hello to 2021, and I'm going to talk you through the things that I've done that I feel help me to restart. Now obviously you can restart at any point that you choose to. You don't need it to be a new year, you don't need it to be January, you don't need it to be a Monday, a Sunday or whatever. For the purpose of this video we are going to be talking about going into a new year. So the first thing is to reflect back on last year. So 2020 was bonkers for everyone. I don't think anyone had the year that they thought they were going to have. It definitely threw a lot of curveballs for a lot of people and made people sort of slow down and reassess life, which I think was a good thing. But there's definitely been some hard times within that. So I think it's really important to take the time to sit down and reflect back over your year. You know, what good happened, what things that weren't so good, how do you feel you've changed, what are you grateful for that's happened this year. And a way I like to do this is to journal. I've spoken about journaling before and I do think it is a really good way to get things out of your head onto paper and just make sense of them. Another way you can reflect back over the year is actually just go through your camera roll and just remind yourself what you've done this year, because sometimes it's really easy to kind of forget what has actually happened. Another way I find quite helpful to reflect is to write a letter. So write a letter to your past self. So you could write a letter now, today, to you on January the 1st last year and just explain everything that's happened in that year. And I think something that's really important when reflecting is try to do it without too much judgment. Too much judgment of yourself, too much judgment of other people, too much judgment of any situations, and to just look back from a bit more of a neutral standpoint of what's actually happened. So once you've taken the time to reflect, then step 2 is to let go and show gratitude. So like I said, this year has been bonkers, and I'm sure there have been some things that didn't go to plan. Even without a bonkers year, there are still normally things that we maybe wanted to change, or we would have wanted to go differently or something. Now is a really good time to just let go of those things and to leave those things in the past and not drag any negative energy with you moving forward, because you want to focus on what you can do now and how you can improve now, rather than thinking what if and if only I'd done that, because those things have gone now and you can't change it. You can just learn from it and move on. And the reason I say let go and show gratitude is because when you let go of something and you are still grateful for it, that is such a powerful feeling to know that wasn't great, or it made you upset at the time, or you didn't think it was the right thing at the time, but now you can look at it and be thankful. You know, maybe you're thankful for the strength it gave you, maybe you're thankful that it sent you down a different path and you can now achieve more things. If you lost your job this year, I'm sure at the time it seemed awful, but maybe now from this point you can be thankful that you're no longer in that job and you've found a new lease of life somewhere else. If it was a relationship that ended and maybe it didn't end in the best of ways, and you can look back on it now and just be grateful for the times that you shared with that person, hold no resentment towards them, and just move on. I think being grateful for bad things is one of the best ways to be able to let go and move on from them. So once you've reflected on the year and shown gratitude for it, it is now a time to think about the future and think about the goals that you want to set for the future. I personally don't like to think of things as New Year's resolutions, but what I do like to do is set clear yearly goals. Something I think that is really important when you are setting goals is making sure that they align with your core values. If you don't know much about core values, they are just the things that you value to your very core. So for me, one of my core values is freedom, and to have freedom to do what I want when I want. So one of my goals is to be my own boss, and that really aligns with my core value of freedom. For someone else, one of their core values might be security, in which case being their own boss might not feel the most secure thing in the world. It's just taking the time to sit down and think, what is really important to me, and are these goals getting me to the place that I am wanting to be? Because it's really easy, especially New Year, when everyone is doing the New Year, New Me, and they're all kind of coming up with the same things. It's really easy to just go, oh yeah, that sounds like a good goal, I'll do that with, I don't know, lose weight. But you might not even be that bothered about losing weight, so you're not going to stick to that goal. So when you are making goals or resolutions or whatever you would like to call them, it is so important that they come from you and that they are something that you really truly want. The next step is to break your goals down. So maybe one of your goals is that you want to be able to run 10k by this time next year. So break that goal down into, when do you want to be running 1k by, 3k by, 5k by, so on and so forth. You're not going to just wake up one morning and be able to accomplish your goal. So you need to set little goals within that goal to keep you motivated, and it's going to make sure that you're on track for getting your goal. And it's also going to allow you to see, have you set a goal that is too big? Have you set a goal that's too small? Because you might say, I want to run 10k by this time next year, and maybe now you can't run at all, but then by February you're running 8k. Well, then you know you're going to achieve that goal. So maybe then you'd want to say, right, well, I want to run 10k by March. So then you've already accomplished that goal and you can then set a new goal. The other thing I think is really good when breaking your goals down is setting kind of little rewards throughout the goal to keep you motivated. These rewards don't need to be monetary rewards, they can be something really, really simple. I actually set myself goals and rewards every single day, and it can be something as simple as, if I finish tidying and cleaning my room, I get to have a face mask that night, which it's not that big a deal, but it gives me the sense of I've achieved something and I've got something back from that. When you do that, that's such a good way to stay motivated, because we all know motivation doesn't last that long. You have to try and turn it into dedication, but by keeping these little checkpoints along the way, that will keep you more motivated. Another way that I think is really, really good to stay motivated is creating yourself a vision board. I did do a video about a vision board, a phone vision board and an actual vision board, so I'll pop those around somewhere. Having a vision board and having a clear vision of what you want is going to help keep you motivated to achieve your goals. When you make your vision board, it will really help you get clear on your goals as well, because when you're making your vision board, those things should ignite a feeling in you, and it should make you feel passionate and like you want to achieve the things on the board. So if one of your goals is to go on holiday somewhere, and you find a picture of the place that you want to go on holiday and you put it on your vision board and it just doesn't feel right, maybe that isn't really what your goal is, and you can kind of think a bit more about it. That was probably a bit of a pants example, but you get the gist. Or maybe it's a wedding and you put a wedding on your board and you think, actually, I'm not really that fussed about it. Take it off. Take it off the board. And the final thing that I am going to do for 2021, which I haven't actually done before, is plan my experiences. I feel like 2020 was such a bizarre year. I've said it a couple of times, but it really was such a bizarre year. Obviously, we did miss out on quite a few things that maybe we would have been doing if there wasn't a world pandemic and all of that kind of stuff. But it's made me think even more. I just want to make sure that I'm living every single day to its fullest potential. So these experiences might not even be anything that's major, but it's just something that I want to do. So I'm kind of going to have a 2021 bucket list. It's just planning in those fun things into your year to make sure that, yes, obviously you're wanting to achieve your goals and you're wanting to do all of that, but also you're not missing out on life. It's really important to stay focused on your goals and to really try and achieve those things that you want to do. But at the same time, this is still the only life you're going to get. I think if 2020 has taught us anything, it's that you never know what's around the corner. So make the most of each day, make the most of each moment, and get in those experiences where you can. If you did want help to stay motivated with your goals, or even just help finding out what your core values are, so what your goals should be, I have now set up a one-to-one coaching business called The Selfish Method, and I will leave all the links in the description bar if you're interested in my coaching services. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it's given you some tips and tricks on how to get clear for 2021. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments what your biggest goal for 2021 is. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, and I hope you're having a beautiful day whatever you are doing, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! January, you don't need... Ugh.